October 6th, 1965, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Game 1 of the World Series, Dodgers versus Twins. A crisp, bright Midwestern afternoon, the kind that exposes everything, including choices. And on this day, the greatest pitcher alive took the ball and handed it right back. I'm Mr. Baseball, and today's episode is titled simply YOM KIPPUR. The play you don't make. Baseball is a game of action, a game defined by the plays that happen in front of us. The double roped into the gap, the slider nicking the outside corner, the throw that beats the runner by half a heartbeat. But every now and then, the defining play is the one that never appears in the box score. Sandy Koufax, dominator of the decade, destroyer of timing mechanisms, master of the rising fastball and the physics-bending curve, chose not to pitch Game 1 of the World Series. Not because his arm hurt, not because the matchups were wrong, not because of gamesmanship, but because it was Yom Kippur. In baseball terms, the Day of Atonement. The day he stepped away from the mound and into something larger. A play made quietly, a play made by subtraction. The clubhouse before the silence. The Dodgers knew before the reporters did. Players walked into the clubhouse and saw it. A lineup card without his name. Don Drysdale's cleats instead of Sandy's mound shoes by the stool. The Dodgers leaned on Koufax like no team has ever leaned on a left arm. 27 complete games in 65, 26 victories, a 2.04 ERA, a season carried on ligaments that already felt like sandpaper. And yet he said no, not defiantly, not dramatically, just no. A decision, a line in the sand, a stillness that carried weight. The country reacted. Newspapers argued. Radio callers raged. Some understood. Some pretended they did. Most had never watched a man choose tradition over a championship start. But Koufax didn't explain, didn't counter, didn't negotiate. He simply observed the day. In a decade that would shout about everything, Koufax made his loudest statement by staying quiet. In the long American drama of baseball, this was a rare thing, a moment where the country was the audience, and one pitcher's decision was the stage. Drysdale pitched and got shelled that day. Minnesota hit rockets off him. When Walter Alston, the Dodgers manager, walked to the mound to pull him, Drysdale delivered one of the greatest lines in baseball history. I bet you wish I was Jewish. The manager didn't smile. Drysdale did, because he knew something the box score didn't. This was Sandy's day, not the Twins, not his. It belonged to the absence. Game 2, Koufax returned. 6 innings, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. That's 9 strikeouts. By Game 7, he threw a shutout on 2 days' rest. 10 strikeouts, on fumes, on willpower, on whatever the baseball gods grant only once per century. The Dodgers won the World Series because of what he did after Yom Kippur. But the story we remember, the play we studied today, is the one made right before all of that. The meaning of the unmade play. What Sandy Koufax did in 1965 is now the stuff of legend. But it wasn't designed to be. It wasn't crafted for headlines or myth. It was what he believed was right. And baseball, in its strange way, honored that. The mound waited. The game waited. History waited. We talk so much about what players do, the home runs, the strikeouts, the diving catches. But occasionally, the most powerful moment is a choice not to play at all. That is still a play, a decisive one, a courageous one, a defining one. Sandy Koufax didn't throw a pitch on Yom Kippur. He threw a principle, and it echoed farther than any fastball he ever unleashed. This has been Plays, a Smell Baseball podcast. I'm Mr. Baseball, and sometimes the greatest play is the pause.